Hi guys, this is GSMDome and I'm here with the unboxing of the OnePlus Nord 5. It's that time of the year again when OnePlus pulls out the big cards in the mid-range segment. So the phone here banks on something called OnePlus AI and also includes flagship camera at the front and at the back. We have here a version which resembles marble. That's the design they're going for. The pill-shaped camera is now trendy and it was back in the day on the older iPhones. Now it's back. The phone is quite buff and quite large on account of the fact it goes past 200 grams in weight and it's quite beefy as well, a bit thick. But inside and all around it has some specs which would belong right at home on a flagship. I'm talking about the large screen, 6.83 inches AMOLED, 144Hz refresh rate over the Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 processor, plus a vapor chamber, plus a dedicated AI button here on the side, which can be customized for more tasks. And now let's see what's inside the box. Of course, not much as usual, because you don't get a charger anymore. You do get this envelope here. You can find the key used to access the slots, the quick guide, and the safety guide. And that's about it here. Next up, we got the cable from USB-C to USB-A. And now this is finally the end of the unboxing because we don't have any other accessories. Now, in some countries, I heard that some phone makers are giving away chargers as extras on their own expenditure. Interesting fact, there's a difference in battery capacity between this version and the one in India. If you're in India, you're lucky enough to get one which is much larger. Okay, so design-wise, the phone is flat all over, flat frame, flat back with a bit of a protrusion from the camera, and of course a flat screen. You can see here that we have an extra button. You can actually set it up from the settings with a variety of tasks. This is called the plus key. It actually reminds me of the one from the Nothing Phone 3A Pro. Do not disturb, flashlight, translate, screenshot, but I left it to Mindspace, which I will talk about later. Now, the phone comes with IP65 certification. It can take some water and dust. It's got Gorilla Glass 7i at the front side, 8.1 millimeters in thickness, and a weight of around 211 grams. This is called marble sand. It's white. It's available also in dry ice, which is blue, and phantom gray. So that's about it. It's quite a large phone, pretty long and pretty wide, so one-hand usage, not the comfiest in the world. Now, as far as the screen is concerned, you're dealing with a quality panel, 6.83 inches AMOLED, 1.5K resolution, 144Hz refresh rate, and up to 1400 nits of brightness. Oh, by the way, it has 10-bit colors. Now, when it comes to the inside of the phone, we have an application which will show us exactly that. The processor is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8S Gen 3. It's also available on the Realme GT6. Also available on the Honor 200 Pro and Motorola Edge 50 Ultra. It gets cooled down by a 7300mm square vapor chamber, so gamers will be happy with that. Plus we have 8 gigs of LPDDR5X RAM. There are versions with 12, by the way, as well, and storage is 256 GB of UFS 3.1. There's no microSD. The microSD has been left for the Nord 5 CE edition. Also, there are versions with 512 GB of storage, just so you know, and the GPU is the Adreno 735. Now, as I said before, there's a discrepancy here. We in Europe are getting the 5200 mAh battery, people in India 6600 mAh. The charging remains fast, Super VOOC 80 watts wire charging. You can use the phone as a power bank, do reverse charge at 5 watts. And we also have a special antenna layout which helps gaming, so you will not lose signal. Aside from that, in the display, you're going to find a fingerprint scanner of the optical variety. We do get stereo speakers, while the Nord 5 CE is left with one. And on the connectivity side of things, you're going to get, I would say, typical stuff. Wi-Fi 6, 5G, Bluetooth 5.4, GPS, NFC, infrared emitter at the top side, USB-C 2.0 port at the bottom. Now, you can definitely see this punch hole here for the selfie camera. It's supposed to be a sort of flagship selfie camera. 50 megapixel with a Samsung ISOCELL JN5 sensor. It shocks me to see that on such a handset we are getting 4K 60 frames per second selfie capture and f2.0 aperture. At the backside, things are pretty uncomplicated. A main 50 megapixel camera with a Sony Lithia 700 sensor with 6P lens, optical image stabilization, f1.8 aperture and autofocus. The other one, the smaller one, is an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera with f2.2 aperture and focus for macro. This is the LED flash, and you also have once again 4K 60 frames per second capture. Magnification goes to 20x when it comes to photo zoom. The camera interface features options such as panorama, of course time-lapse, there's Brino scan. Brino is Oppo's, I would say, smart assistant. High resolution, slow-mo, dual view video, night, movie, long exposure and tilt shift are part of the package. This is portrait with its very own shade of filters. Actually, these are the filters, some of them resembling film capture. And these are, I would say, a little bit of something extra which will aid you with taking better selfies. Now, aside from that, we also have regular photos with something called smart scenes, stage, silhouette and fireworks. And you can go further and also take live photos here. This is the video capture for up to 4K 60. You can see here the resolutions, and ultra steady, which stabilizes things better at only up to full HD 60 frames. This is the pro mode with white balance, focus, exposure, shutter and ISO. Also, you can take raw captures from here. That's about it as far as the camera is concerned. Now we can definitely talk about the software. By the way, you just saw the, I would say, very rarely used shelf. Everybody remember shelf? Well, it's here. Anyway, so let's talk about the software we have here. It's Android 15, Oxygen OS 15 on top of it. Supposedly we're getting 4 years of Android updates. You can see here the platform, the software. You can also add extra RAM here, up to 8 gigs of virtual RAM. Now, the features. This is the plus key, as I said before, and I associated save to Mindspace. Basically, if you press the plus key, you're going to save stuff here to your Mindspace. You can save whatever. You can save notes, you can save pictures, you can actually read what you're saving. So if I'm in the browser of a website and I press this button, it saves the page, it analyzes it and puts it right there in the dedicated space. Right now it's still analyzing it. It actually reminds me of what that special essential button was doing on the Nothing Phone 3a Pro, combined with the whole Realme feature that allows you to double tap at the backside to do a similar way of analyzing. Now, aside from that, we also have Gemini available here as far as the AI smarts are concerned. And also there's Circle to Search, which was a good way for me to find out what this app is, and that it comes from Oppo. Smart virtual assistant developed by Oppo. Other intelligent features, well, have to do with photo editing. And I should probably have something better here than just okay, so maybe take a photo like this, go here, do this, press edit, and you're going to have the AI editor, which has AI recompose, AI eraser, detail boost, and blur and reflection eraser. Those are just some examples. You also have productivity features here. So notes, if you start a new note or you copy paste one, you can change its tone, you can continue writing, elaborate, shorten, formal, or casual. And by the way, there's also this feature here. So in the browser, the sidebar offers you a summary of the website or reads it out to you, and this sidebar can change depending on your actions. So there's a lot to do. There's also AI search here. If you're searching for a list, it can advise you stuff. And yeah, I think we've covered most things. There's also AI privacy here, just one of the features you're getting as well. And by the way, if you dig into the settings properly, you'll find more interesting stuff. So on the connection sharing, there are features that allow you to share with an iPhone or PC, multi-screen connect, remote PC control. You can do a lot of customization here as usual, always on display, font, icons, colors, fingerprint animation, a lot of screen settings as well, screen color modes, adaptive tones, etc. Security and privacy, plus key. And in the accessibility, you have screen recognition, split view, live alerts, smart sidebar, one hand mode, glove mode. There's a Zen space mode for kids, simple mode. AI voice scribe basically turns what you're recording into text, and AI search, which I just mentioned before. You can activate it from here. You can do smarter search on your device. And MySpace, which you saw before. Once again, Mindspace. Okay, so I think this is about it. This is the latest mid-ranger, supposed to fight the Nothing 3A rather than the 3A Pro, Galaxy A56 maybe the Honor 400, but that remains to be seen. Definitely has the core and heart of a flagship, Snapdragon 8S Gen 3. We'll put it to work. I'm curious particularly about the camera and the battery life. Nowadays we're seeing 7000 mAh, this is 5200, but it charges very fast. Now the design seems pretty polarizing, if not a bit dated, but I love the marble look. What's your take on this? I'll wait you in the comments. Goodbye.